Hey, this is Adam from Team Misplay here. I just got back from sealed play with 3 friends. We went to Epic Cards and Games in Dallas, Texas, but we didn't make it for the event, so we just bought a box and split it between us and played. I wanted to let you guys know what I really enjoyed playing in sealed play. And the combos that I used. So the first card I want to talk about is number 17, Leviathan Dragon. This card is fairly self-explanatory. It's a rank 3 Xyz that is it's 2,500 and it can go up to 3,000 if you need it to be. It beats over a lot of the cards you'll see in sealed. The Monarchs, Jinzo. Just a bunch of monsters, and it's very nice because you don't have to have this in your hand, of course. But I really enjoyed playing this with a bunch of the level 3 monsters that I had, and it was definitely one of my go-to cards in sealed play. So the second card, speaking of level 3s, is Twin-Headed Behemoth. This card was basically the MVP of sealed. I was able to set this monster and have it get destroyed, but come back at the end of the turn, so I could play another level 3 and get out Leviathan Dragon. This card worked really well in many different situations, with creature swap, with just anything you could imagine with this card. This card was really versatile, and I really enjoyed playing with this card. It's honestly one of the best cards for sealed play, possibly even better than Tour Guide, because Tour Guide relies on you having a Fiend in your hand or deck, and this just allows for the Xyz next turn. So, another card I liked was Graceful Charity. Graceful Charity, in case you don't remember, back when everyone bought Starter Deck Pegasus, was draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards. This card has been banned for as long as I can remember. They put it in sealed play because they didn't feel like it was nearly as nearly as broken, but it definitely helped me dig through my deck and get rid of useless cards in my hand. I'm actually pretty excited that I got it in Starfoil to add to my band collection, but this card was very good first turn, third turn, whenever I drew it, really, because it's honestly a neutral card, but I'm able to dig through my deck and get options. So I really like this. It's basically the Pot of Duality, Pot of Duality in the set, or Pot of Duality for sealed play, because you get to see 3 cards and pick 2 of them, or pick 2 from your hand and you know what this card does. I shouldn't have to explain this card. Another card I really liked was Offering to the Doomed. It's usually bad because you skip your draw phase, but it's 1-for-1. It's very good 1-for-1 because it's quick play. You could set that, and if they Harpy Feather Duster, if they Heavy Storm, or if they even go into Gemknight Pearl and you have a Utopia on the field, you can get rid of that Gemknight Pearl without having to wait. You can get rid of that Gemknight Pearl now, instead of having to negate 2 of their attack, stall out for a different card. You can, this card had so many uses. So I really liked it. Another card, and I know someone who watched our YCS Philly video mentioned Skill Drain. Skill Drain was a very neat card. The one time that I used it, it did screw me over because I was relying on flip effects, and I couldn't get my flip effects off, so I couldn't really do anything. But I'm really excited because Skill Drain has another printing with problem-solving card text on it. So when I play it in Dark Worlds, it'll be a little bit more clear for my opponent if they're not nearly as experienced in what Skill Drain does about how this card works. It was very interesting for Sealed because you could use this on any of your opponent's monsters that had problem effects, like Tour Guide or just anything really, Raikou, just anything. And it was very, very invaluable, or it would have been invaluable had I been able to use it at the right times. Another card was Creature Swap. Creature Swap has always been a decent card. You get to give your opponent a little weenie while you take one of their monsters that could be used for seizing, or other plays. Treeborn Frog's in the set, so you can Creature Swap your Treeborn Frog, destroy it, and get it back next turn. You can Creature Swap your Twin-Headed Behemoth and get it back to your side of the field at the end phase. So you're basically +1 on your opponent, and you get to give them damage because you'll probably play whatever in attack position, then Creature Swap. So this was a very good card to play. Another card I liked is Mobius. There's limited back row in Battle Pack Sealed. I think you're estimated to pull around 13 to 15 spells and traps. So this really gets rid of your opponent's traps and spells. It's also a 2400 attack point monster, which is not easy to deal with in Sealed. It was pretty invaluable every time I played it. So I like this. I like this a lot. Different Dimension Gate. You target one monster on each side of the field and banish them. And if Different Dimension Gate ever gets destroyed, then you put the monsters back on the field in the same battle positions. It's really good if your opponent has a monster and you have a monster. You can play another monster, like a weenie monster. Different Dimension Gate, they're huge, like they're beater and your weenie monster, to temporarily get rid of their monster. It's good removal. It's not as good as like Offerings to the Doomed, in my opinion, but it definitely gets rid of their monster, and that's really nice. Ape Fighter was another card I really liked. It quickly becomes a problem for your opponent if they can't stop it. It gets 300 attack every time it destroys an opponent's monster, but if it doesn't attack, then it goes back down to 19. 19, though, is not very... Let me rephrase that. It's not very bad. It's not bad. Yes, it's not bad. It's, and then the fact that it puts pressure on your opponent, especially if they don't have the removal to deal with it. They have to get over this before they can get at you directly. And the main reason I like it is because it puts pressure on your opponent. And it can quickly become big in just a matter of turns. So cards that could stop this, though, are, obviously Mirror Force and Mystic Cylinder, Swords, Raigeki, just like there's a bunch of cards that could stop this, but it definitely puts pressure on your opponent to use those cards prematurely. So, and more than likely they're not going to have 2 Raigekis in their deck. So, I also really liked Dark Dust Spirit. Dark Dust Spirit is a spirit monster, so you have to tribute summon it. But whenever it's normal summoned, it destroys all other monsters on the field. It's great removal, and it's just great removal. I love this card. I love playing this card, and the fact that it goes back to your hand at the end of the turn is not a bad thing, because then you can reuse it in the future. it definitely saved me in a couple games. The last card was Burden of the Mighty. Burden of the Mighty is, it stops all of your opponent's monsters from hitting over yours because they're probably, like, something like Ape Fighter would hit the field and have 1500 attack with Burden of the Mighty. That's pretty low, considering you're playing Beatdown and you're going to have high attack point monsters everywhere. The only thing this doesn't affect are the 8 Xyzs in the set. That's not a huge problem though, because there's so much removal and that you can easily get over all of those. Gemknight Pearl is probably the biggest problem. Gemknight Pearl, Tyrus, and Adrius are probably the biggest problems for this card, but that's no big deal. You can deal with all of those. Adrius and Tyrus it's a little bit harder, but oh well. And then I wanted to show you guys what Starfoils I got. I got Burden of the Mighty, Different Dimension Gate, Mobius, Graceful Charity, Skill Drain, Exiled Force, Half or Nothing, Giant Soldier of Stone, Infected Male, and then Jinzo as a Starfoil. We each got 10 packs. We actually got 40 packs instead of 36. 36 is in a box. But we got 10 packs apiece, and therefore 10 Starfoils. And those are my 10 Starfoils. I didn't pull Tour Guide or anything, but my friend actually pulled 2 Tour Guides, a rare and a Starfoil. So I'm pretty jealous of him. There was actually some guy at the event who bought 2 boxes, and he pulled 6 tour guides, 2 of them in the same pack. So it's very possible that you'll get more than 1 tour guide in a box. I've heard of people not getting even 1 tour guide in a box though. So like it's something you have to take a chance on. But I'd say $100 for 2 boxes. Well, it was like $140 at the store for 2 boxes. For 6 tour guides, it's not bad at all. Plus, you get all the other cards. Now, I just wanted to ask, a couple of the cool. By the way, a couple of the cool answers we got for the question in the YCS Philly video. I know that someone was looking forward to using Skill Drain and Sealed. We asked a bunch of we asked y'all what cards you would use in sealed play, or what cards you're really excited for sealed play that are not like Lance and Chalice and all that. But this guy said Skill Drain, and I agree with him. So I have a question for you guys. Out of all the cards, if you guys have played sealed play, what was your favorite combo? What did you like doing to your opponent? So, I guess all we have time for, it's not a pro play unless it's a misplay.